Hello again, BMW fans. Today we have the BMW i8, but a modified one by LBWK, and this is by diecast company Para64, which is part of Paragon Models. I don't know if these guys make other scales. I would have to assume so, but I have no experience with them. Let's see what it says here. Hot pink with black accents. Okay. This is actually all licensed, so that's impressive. There's tape on these Para64 cases. I think that's probably a smart thing for them to do, so the thing doesn't just fall open in a store or something like that. Although I gotta say, this seems to be a pretty tight fit here. Yeah, that's a nice fitting top there. Okay. And then one thing though, I kind of wish Para64 wouldn't do. Maybe some of you guys like it, but I don't really care for these crystal boxes unless the thing has like really sensitive parts. But let's see if this, well, actually, you know, maybe this is a smart choice because it does look like it has really thin, maybe, I don't know if those are plastic or photo etched. We're going to take it off the base. Oh, there actually is a QC sticker too. So the QC number 3, let's see if you did a good job letting this thing through. If you watched my Tarmac Works videos, I have many a time QC number 2 really sticks it to me. Okay. I'm just going to talk about the normal i8, of course. It's a plug-in hybrid. It was available between 2014 to 2020. It's a midship engined all-wheel drive. So the electric motor would make 130 horsepower in that ballpark. And then power output is 370 horsepower in that ballpark. But I don't know how many motors or anything about that. Wikipedia doesn't give you all the information because, you know, random people write those articles. But this article did say 4.4 seconds, 0 to 60 or 100, and then it's limited to 155 miles per hour. It's EPA rated to be 76 miles per gallon E, so that's pretty good mileage, especially for a sports car. And 20,000 of these things have been sold worldwide, making it the top-selling plug-in electric sports car. I would have never guessed they'd sold 20,000 of these. I've seen a few driving around. I don't know, I guess it's an alright looking, it's a very unique looking vehicle, I think. Give BMW styling credit there. Okay, so, I think the axle is bent because you can see it looks pretty nice now. But there's really gappy in this, like the wheels that way. So, well, it actually does roll. It's just not going to win any races down a Hot Wheels track. Alright, so this is a hot pink, that's for sure. It's not metallic though. It's just a regular pink that from what I can see. These wheels do look like the photographs wheels. Maybe they're 4Giatos? I don't know. The tires are really, I don't know, they're not sitting on the wheels properly. It's like the tires are too big for the wheels. Let me see what's going on here. Let's look at the back one. See, it's really strange. Sorry, my camera's so low to the table. I feel like there's a gap between the black wheel and the tire. See, there's literally a toothpick going in there now. So, sorry about this side. This looks all weird too, ovoid. This is one of the early releases from this Para64, so maybe they made a lot of mistakes back then. But these tires just don't seem like they're meant to fit these wheels. Let me see. The wheels are painted black, I think, so that might be an issue. It might be adding thickness that the tire wasn't designed to accommodate. Well, anyways, I might have to paint those wheels because they're almost impossible to see being gloss black. Yeah. One nice thing about Para64, excuse me, is the screwed together base. This plastic base you can easily remove. And, you know, let's go ahead and do that. I have no particular sequence of how I review stuff. I gotta mix it up sometimes. So let's see how this interior looks like. And then I'm gonna repaint these wheels because I'm not a fan of this black wheel stuff. I can understand people putting black wheels on real cars because they're too lazy to clean them, you know, from brake dust. But on a model car, come on, man, let us see the wheels. You see what's going on? It's so weird. Yeah, this tire is literally stuck to that wheel because I think it was put on when the paint was relatively moist still. I'm gonna repaint these, so let's see how easy these other ones are to take off. So if you buy this model yourself, I'm your guinea pig to see what works and what doesn't. Okay, so now Para64 actually traps their axles on this one at least. I don't know if they do it on all, but maybe they do. So I usually twist and pull. Ah, boy, I might need to have some pliers though. Yep, I'm gonna have to come back. You'll notice here there's 4 pinholes for the interior. So let's take a look at that interior and the construction of this thing. Yeah, so they just use glue, I think. Or maybe this has no glue at all. There's 2 slots holding that plastic window up there. And there's 2 pins there, but are they the windshield? Yeah, maybe. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so I think this is all one continuous piece of plastic, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, that feels like plastic. Okay. Alright. Well, here's your interior. Decent enough details, you know, one would expect for a model of this price range. Nice grooves on the seat. Yeah, it's a great interior. I'm gonna have to look up what crazy colors people have put into this thing. Alright, let me come back here. Alright, I'm back, and the wheels are now titanium gold by Tamiya. Tamiya is an acrylic paint. And I also ended up clipping off a little bit of that central ridge on each wheel, and I think maybe the tire is tighter now because there's less of that central ribs expanding the tire. I might be wrong, but that's what's going on there. And then I painted the interior Tamiya pink as well. Hopefully that's coming across. These lights are really bright here. Yeah. It's not very often I get to paint a pink interior, so I figured I'd give it a shot. But now we can actually see all those interior details from the outside quite easily. You know, I really wish more model companies would just buy other colored plastics. Okay, so let's go about with the review now. Now, one issue I'm noticing, the tires are equidistant in size, and then Liberty Walk, you know, they are slamming their cars to the ground. So looking again at these photos, look how sunken those tires are, right? This thing is literally like scraping the ground. I don't know if there's an air ride or what, but you have this canard there. This is the same type of wing, it looks like. See, the tires are sunken on the fenders, whereas, you know, Para64 is trying to make the thing roll, but I think it just doesn't look right, you know? It looks like I don't know, the tires look too small or something. It's just, it doesn't look like a customized car when you can see the entire tire. So I might have to try something later about that. Let's see. Okay, so there's the rear view. Yeah, decent enough wing strut mimicking there. Okay. So, alright, well, we got these, you know, little dots here showing the body screws or the rivets, you know, holding these pieces onto the car. And then this canard here, yeah, and it must be plastic. It's actually too thick to be metal. It's rigid, though. You don't want to drop this model. That'll break for sure. The separate side mirrors are pretty nice. They're painted black, You know, there's also a shiny sticker in them. Oh, that one's not centered properly. The side window has black printing on it for the molding. That looks good. Here's the cutout probably for the charge port or whatever. More rivet details. And then this thing is kind of cool because it kind of, well, it bottoms out against the casting, but it's so deep it gives the illusion that there's a vent going back there. And this is part of the plastic. No, is that part of the casting? I think that's part of the casting. But this is the plastic base. Okay. Yeah. Alright, I guess we'll go to the back. So the diffuser here seems pretty cool. This little vent area goes down pretty far. Nice clear red taillights. You can see the light bouncing around in them as I shift it around, so that's really nice. The BMW logo looks pretty good. No, you can almost never read these things at such a small scale, but I like to check anyways. So these reflectors, I'm guessing, painted red here, hard to see on the pink body. They seem to be misprinted a little bit. So the wing here, separate piece, plastic, looks pretty good. I mean, it looks pretty close to the photograph. It also has a LBWK there printed on. And then what's going on up here? That lint? I don't know what that was I just pressed. Alright. Top of the wing. It's just black, it's glossy. Alright. Window printing here. The little shark fin is part of this plastic piece. We got a nice Tampo print here for Liberty Works and YZ's 1. I think that's actually the car, the black car in the photographs. That's what the internet was saying, I think. This little vent is just pretty shallow, but it's well defined. Interesting. So now there's a door here, so I guess that's the charge port, and maybe that's the fuel? Because it's a plug-in hybrid. If it's a hybrid, it must have an engine, right? That's my understanding of these modern vehicles nowadays. So printing for the mirror, but there is no mirror, of course. Alright, the front end. I hit focus. Just flat as it, I guess, is on the real car. It's interesting the real car has no like vertical strakes, you know, like BMWs. But I guess it's for aerodynamics. Okay, clear lenses look pretty good. There's a little bit of a molded detail behind it, so that's nice. It's better than just a smooth surface back there. This vent's very shallow. These are just smooth, painted black. The roundel is printed nicely again. Wiper blades, they look good. They look long enough to actually sweep the windscreen. Yeah, so these canards are pretty good. I mean, they're not 100% level, but they look good to me. And then this plastic base allows this chin lip to be so thin. Look how thin this is. It's thinner than the dental pick, so that's really good. Para64. Yeah. So, yeah, Para64 writes to scale what the car is and then who made it. The only thing they miss out on is like a copyright date. It would be nice to know how old this was designed, how long ago. Alright, so now I'm really bothered by this appearance, the whole tire wheel thing. So thinking back to my Chorokyu videos, I'm going to try something out. Since I already removed these from the axles, I'm going to try some putty. Maybe you guys want to watch, I don't know. You can fast forward if you don't. But we got to take it apart again. We're going to remove those wheels. And then we're going to mount them with some Scotch branded poster or wall mount putty. Because it's like a plastic that doesn't seem to leave any marks. So these, by the way, were knurled. I ended up using a small wrench to pry it off. But you can see, well, there's a knurling there. Of course I can't focus on it. So the twisting motion helps those teeth, you know, get out. It's really hard to, unless you use pliers like I did, it's really hard to just pull it, you know. Sometimes they're fluted, sometimes there's nothing. It depends on the brand. Alright, I might as well show you this as well if you want to. I just took some clippers and I literally clipped off that section. That's the standard section, and clipped off that section. So now it has 4 sections missing plastic, and I think that's what's allowing the tire to conform a little bit better. It's not being stretched so much. I guess you could remove the whole thing, but then it might slide off, right? I also feel the design of the tire is too narrow for the wheel. That's also an issue, right? Okay, let me remove these wheels and get some putty. Alright, well, I'm going to show you how to do this, but I think it might not be the best result. Here's some Scotch branded putty, right? You just take a tiny little nub, like that size, and I just put it right here. Now here's the issue. For some reason, Para64 literally molds all this metal here. It's not hollow like on a Hot Wheels. So this is just one continuous flat surface. If it was a Hot Wheels, there'd be hollowness there, and I could actually hide the tire underneath the casting. But because Para actually smooths that out, the tire can't really hide underneath the fender, right? Because the fender's too wide. But still, you can use this putty, and you see here, you can mount camber. So you can see the rear wheels, they're cambered, like the, show car there in the photographs. And then you can even do it on the front if you want. And then this putty never strips paint, it never leaves a mark, it never hardens. So you can reuse it again and again, or just remove this later if you don't like it. So for now, we're just going to leave it like that. Let me get this spin. Oh, you know what? Let's just compare it to a couple other cars. I have 2 other Para64s I reviewed. This is the Roof CTR2, and I repainted the interior green because I actually saw an image of a real car with a green leather interior. And then this is the good old e-tron GT, and I painted that interior tan. Or no, it's gray. Losing my sense of English. So it is one great thing that Para64 has these screwed together bases, because you can customize quite easily. I really wish every brand did this sort of thing. There's a top view. So this is from the mid-90s. That's why it's small, newer, newest, biggest. Right, cars just get bigger and bigger. And this one has a wide body kit, so this would actually be a relatively small car too, compared to this Audi at least. Let's get this in front of that photograph. Yeah, so unfortunately the way Para designs their bodies, you can't actually hide the tire beneath the casting unless you take a Dremel to it. If you took a Dremel, but I didn't feel like doing that because I don't have a Dremel here. I'm not going to go buy a Dremel for one Para64 model. Yeah, so who knows, maybe I'll just switch back to the regular axles because they can't be hidden anyways. If I ever resell this, I'm sure someone would want the thing to roll. So, okay, well anyways, it's I like the model, I guess, the appearance of it, except for the tires. Everything else, the actual body of it's nice. The interior is well detailed, that rear wing is well detailed, those canards for plastic are pretty good. It's better than casted in metal. So, it's good. I like Para64. And since there are no exhausts on this car, I don't have to complain about those either. Alright, well thanks for watching today, and I'll see you in the next Para review. Bye.